Welcome to NerdFlow Podcast. This is issue 148. NerdFlow Podcast is a podcast that's all about nerding out on all things pop culture and fandom, from video games to anime to comic books, TV shows, you name it. We talk about it on this show. In addition to that, this is a press play media podcast, and we have several other shows that you can check out aside from NerdFlow Podcast. You got Reject Radio, you got Three Kings, you got Anime Rundown, you got After Credits, which is another part of NerdFlow where we talk about a lot of movies and TV show stuff. And yeah, it is what's the day? August 16th, 2020. What's up, y'all?
What's going on there?
Everybody.
How y'all doing?
I can't complain.
Pretty cool.
Ain't nobody sick or nothing, is it?
No. I had a pretty cool poolside day today.
Oh, that's what's up.
I just want to know who let the Annabelle doll out.
The who?
The what?
Who let the Annabelle?
It's back. Please don't bring it up. It's back where it belongs, at least for now. It's back though.
Oh wow!
You say so?
Don't you put that bad juju on me?
Oh wow! That's all we need in 2020 right now.
Man,
Right.
y'all need to do exactly what I did. I had a Black My Buddy doll when I was a kid, saw Child's Play, and
Burn it.
just to ensure it, I took it. You remember in Greenville, we had those black garbage cans we rolled to the side of the street. I took it, dragged it by its leg, threw it in the garbage can. Had I woken up and saw it sitting back on my dresser in my room, then I would have burnt it up. But when the garbage truck ran, I sat there and watched the garbage truck empty, and I saw him tumble into the
I can
garbage
imagine
truck.
like sitting in the door looking at the trash can.
I wasn't sitting on the door. I was standing outside. I wanted to make sure I saw him going to the garbage can.
Make sure this boy doesn't hop out the back of the truck and run back to your house.
God damn.
I had that my buddy for like a minute too, but like after the first time I saw Child's Play, like yeah, my dude, yeah, you gotta go. It was fun while it lasted, but I just saw another a good guy, and you know what? Ironically, that movie put my buddy out of business.
Really?
I can see that being a thing. I can see that.
It like look it up. Why my buddy fell? My buddy fell like it had been doing good for years, but my buddy fell after Child's Play came out, because when you compare the my buddy to the good guy doll, they basically the same doll.
Probably based off the same concept. Hell to the no. To the no, no. Dope in the back, like, no.
No. Extra no.
All right, man. For those who are new to NerdFlow Podcast, we like to introduce ourselves so you guys can get familiar with the voices of the show. I go by Royalty, or my streamer name, Royalty Gaming. We got the Dope Gamer in the building.
What is going on?
We got Young, also goes by Young Fly than the rest.
Or internet for my streaming game, but yeah, that's me.
That is true. We got Tink.
What's up?
We got Snapback, also can be known as Snapback Messiah in some circles.
Some circles, every circle.
Techie King.
Mostly in the Tekken circle. We got Briario.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, so that's the crew, man.
I bet people be like, how do you fools come up with these names? Like,
trust me,
I
I've
mean,
contemplated just having us just go by real names, like at some point.
yeah,
but it's like we're too far in now at this point.
Oh,
pretty
too late.
much, like, yeah, it's way
No.
too far in.
We too
But
far
I
in.
was just like, supposed to be like, probably like, did they really just, they like really doing it? Like, for
Hey,
real?
man, and the top of that, man, it's a pop culture show. We love comics and stuff, so we gonna love an alias, you know. That's why we comic book fans and anime fans. We love an alias, so it's just it fits the type of show that you listening to right now. So, We got social media. So we got Facebook, Twitter, IG. Search NerdFlow, NerdFlow Podcast. We also have NerdFlow Art and Ask NerdFlow. NerdFlow Art, instead of like submitting and stuff like that, but you can submit, we will accept nerdflowpodcast@gmail.com. That's how you can do that. But we're going to start to look for either if it's like great artwork, if it's like super like just on point cosplay, those type of things, we will start just looking around on the internet, scouring the net, looking for the best, and among the group that we have, we'll kind of like vote on it, and then we'll just highlight somebody, and then we'll also shout them out on the social media and shout them out on the show, get them some shine, you know.
So start putting your social media tags on your artwork.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of artists you can kind of, sometimes you can track them down. And some people be knowing who is who and all this other stuff. You look down deep into the comments, you'll find it sometimes. I've been seeing a lot of good like cosplay stuff lately. That's why I kind of like, it's like, hey, this would be a good idea to do it this way. But we got YouTube. I don't know what the subscriber count is. Last time I checked, it was at 75. I think it's 77. I think.
Yeah, it's at 77.
Yeah. Okay.
23 more to go.
Okay. So this show is live on Sprinkler every Sunday at 9:30 p.m. Central. Once we get done with the show, it goes live to our YouTube feed. So if you subscribe to the YouTube channel and you got the little bell turned on, don't do personal live, just do all. And you'll get a notification once the show goes live. It's literally, if you can't make the live recording, it's literally like minutes after we're done. It hits the thing. So you can listen to it there if you got YouTube Premium. I heard Google Podcasts, not Google Podcasts, but Google Music is shutting down. They're merging it into
Google
YouTube
Play
Music.
Yeah.
I mean, they pretty much got a stake in it.
That's what happened when you oversaturate you have too many things that do the same thing.
But you know what though? Like the thing is though, like honestly, the thing is Google Music, like people were going on Spotify, iTunes, or Amazon Music, or Tidal. So yeah. Google Music was pretty much at the bottom of the totem pole anyway.
For the most part. Because they were around when they were trying to go up against Apple, you know, when they had the actual music store when you go on your phone, and then they kind of shifted over to the streaming portion. But then YouTube Music Premium, all the different all the premium, you know, whatever, all the different aliases that it had. I've been trying to find itself. David, this is a music thing. What's his name? Cohen. He's over the YouTube Music now.
Because I really think, what was the other site that you used to be able to go to and watch videos? I think YouTube ended up buying it. Damn, what was the name of that site?
I'm gonna say Dailymotion and Vimeo still exist by themselves. I don't know two I know of.
I think Vimeo, yeah, that's what it was. I think Vimeo.
Well, no, they don't own them. They're owned by a collection of the big three record labels: Universal, Sony, and Warner Brothers.
But I think YouTube bought into it before Google had purchased them, because YouTube bought into it because a lot of their videos were showing up on YouTube anyway. Yeah. Man, so I think YouTube went on and bought into them.
Those videos like Chris Brown and other artists, they be getting 1 million views and like first some of the video drop or something like that. I don't even watch videos like that no more. Facebook, we got NerdFlow Community Group. Facebook.com/groups/NerdFlow. You can find and join our community, answer a couple questions, abide by some rules so you don't get kicked out. And you can join our community group. You get news, you get to talk to our crazy butt in there as well. Teespring shop. Get 50% off NerdFlow t-shirts. Link will be in the description. You can use promo code NF2020 at checkout and save yourself 50% off a NerdFlow t-shirt. And we got the superhero stuff affiliate program popping as well. Link will be in the description. Also, you click on that link, you buy some stuff off superhero stuff, and you help out the show. So this week on NerdFlow podcast. We're gonna be talking about a lot of different things. DC Fandom is next Saturday, so be ready for the next Sunday show because there's gonna be a lot of that.
Speaking of DC Fandom, Toonami pretty much for the rest of this month, because of DC Fandom, is donating all their time to showing Batman movies. Like last night, Batman Year One show was showing, and The Dark Knight Returns Part 1, which is old man Batman with the guns, and he don't care about, the
dude that ride a horse the dude like a bat that rides a horse and carries a shotgun. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. Yeah, but they're showing that's what Toonami's showing, pretty much uncut.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So, check that out if you want to catch up on some of those movies. Okay. But, one of my favorites is going to be Red Hood and Mask of the Phantasm. Like, those two are two of my favorite Batman movies. Well, animated movies anyway.
I haven't rewatched Mask of the Phantasm since I watched it when I was like a freaking kid. I haven't rewatched it since then.
I just recently rewatched it on Netflix.
Yeah, that's right. It is on. That's why I saw it, and I was like, I should rewatch that. And I've only watched it once. I have never gone back to watch it. All right, so Young, kick us off with some anime stuff we got going on this week.
All right, so this week in anime news, like my short segment anime rundown until I really just get the podcast off the ground. Netflix is now showing Zoids. It's not the original Zoids with the computer animated Zoids that you remember from back in the day. There's like a newer model where all the Zoids are animated just like the characters, but it's pretty interesting. If I'm not mistaken, it's Zoid Wild Force.
Zoid's Wild.
Yeah, Zoid's Wild. Okay, but it's pretty interesting. I'm like 10 episodes into it, so and I give it like about an 8 because it's moving kind of fast, but it's pretty decent. Also, Netflix announces The Great Pretender English dub cast. Next, the live action 1000 film teaser reveals more to cast, and it's opening in theaters 11/27 of 2020. 2020 Doraemon anime film opens at number one in Japan. Iowa Kakaru Sport Climbing Girl anime launches Asashi's new amazing late night block on October 3rd, 2020. So that's you pretty much gonna be able to find that on your anime streaming sites that do simulcasting, and you'll be able to catch the late night shows, which will probably be, if he's doing simulcast, it's gonna be like early in the morning for us. If it's late night over there, well, not early in the morning, but like mid morning for us. The new Gintama anime film set for January 2021, and it's the final film for real. That's what it's going to be called, the final Gintama, the final film for real.
That's funny that they been trying to for quite a while, sounds like.
Alright, so Inuyasha gets his first ever retrospective exhibition in Tokyo's Parco Factory from 11/3 to 11/23 of this year. So, basically it's gonna be like a exhibition showing like all the stuff from Inuyasha. So it's gonna be kind of like a art gallery / how can I put this? I'll just leave it at art gallery, put it that way. Crunchyroll announces English dub for August. The English dubs for August for Monster Girl, The God of High School, and Rent a Girlfriend. So if you don't like reading subtitles, you can go catch those episodes in dub. The English dub for ReZero also premieres this month on Crunchyroll. High Dive streams Demon City, Shinjuku, sub and dub on 8/17. So High Dive is a good anime streaming site. High Dive shows pretty much everything uncut. So if you don't if you watch anime and you don't like how they sometimes dub things down just to show on television, how they dumb things down, then go ahead and do High Dive or do like me and use a streaming site for the free. Kawai Kun co-founder the Awa LLC chairman Marlon Stodgehill, which is a black guy, he passed away this past week, which, you know, a lot of us didn't even know that a black guy was the co-founder of an anime production company over in Japan.
That's very true.
What was his name?
Marlon Stodgehill.
Spell that for me.
STODGIHILL. I'm sorry.
That's very interesting. Never would have thought.
I got the screen up if y'all can't see. Too. I snuck away again.
All right, and
is this him?
yeah, that's him.
Wow, it's crazy.
I would have thought see that man in public. Hey, but dude, what you do? I'm on anime.
Right.
What?
Right.
Conversation
It actually
goes.
be accepted because over there it's not.
Yeah. Freaking conversation goes on the deep end after that.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many of y'all are fans of King of Fighters, but like back in the day, King of Fighters was pretty much great value Street Fighter.
Come on. Yeah.
How do we rank King of Fighters versus Virtual Fighter?
That's very true. Virtual Fighter and King of Fighter, honestly,
Virtual Fighter was the first 3D fighting game, though.
Yeah, that was the first 3D.
Like Virtual Fighter 4, I had that on PlayStation 2. Virtual Fighter 4 reminded me more of Tekken because how technical it was.
Well,
yeah, I got them confused
you
for a little
gotta give Virtual Fighter the proper. That was the first 3D fighting game, so
yeah, it was.
I think you gotta say that the other way around. That Tekken remind you of Virtual Fighter.
Oh, wait.
I think I played Tekken first though. That's all I'm thinking.
You can't do that, Snap. No. Ain't no way. You can't do that, bro. Virtual Fighter was the first one out.
I'm not gonna take this shit. I'm not gonna take.
You gotta give it up to the granddaddy though.
Because Virtual Fighter came out on Sega CD.
Oh, you gotta respect the originator.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that Virtual Fighter didn't kick it off. What I'm saying is, like, how many people? I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying this because I'm a Tekken fan, but just hear me out.
I think you are, but okay, go ahead.
I is kicking in.
But anyway, what I'm trying to say is the thing is Virtual Fighter, they're true to sticking to their guns of what they're trying to do mechanics wise, but that's the thing. I don't know. It's like you don't hear that much hype for Virtual Fighter no more.
Oh, Virtual Fighter.
This is my point. And I don't want to check my cane, but there would be no Tekken without Virtual Fighter.
Again, I'm not taking that from you. I'm not. But it's just, I don't know. It's to me, how I'm looking at it, I don't see virtually too much difference from Virtual Fighter and Dead or Alive. Granted, I will pick Virtual Fighter over Dead or Alive any day.
Oh yeah.
But I don't see difference.
That's because you don't see too much difference. Rest in peace to the God, but you don't see too much difference between Kobe and Jordan. That's because Jordan was the originator, of course. I mean, that's you gonna see similarities because Virtua Fighter was original. And I'm not taking anything away from Tekken. I would even say Tekken is the greatest 3D fighting game of all time, in my opinion. But
all right, so
this is what I don't want to get off on a tangent, guys. I'm sorry, but
this is what I'm finna say before I finish my anime news about King of Fighters. Like, King of Fighters was great value Street Fighter. Eternal Champions was great value Mortal Kombat. Great value Mortal Kombat. And like Virtual Fighter,
and so was Time Splitters. Oh, not Time Splitters, Time Killers.
Yeah. And then like
younger generation, what the hell is that? Anyway.
But yeah, like Virtual Fighter and Virtua Fighter 2 came out on Sega CD. So when you Sega Saturn, I'm sorry, came out on Sega Saturn. So no, Virtua Fighter 1 came out on Sega CD and Virtua Fighter 2 came out on Sega Saturn. So when you look and see the time dates, like, you just gotta be real about it. Virtua Fighter was the original 3D. So, I kind of feel what Jamar's saying, but I kind of feel like what Snap's saying. But anyway, back to my news. King of Fighter game franchise gets a Chinese animated film in 2022. So Japan is not doing this one. This is going to be Chinese animation. And I don't know if y'all seen any Chinese anime films. Well, I can't even call it anime because anime is strictly Japan. But Chinese animated films, that's what you get when you have. No, I'm not gonna go that route. Let's just say it doesn't even compare to Korean animation and Japanese animation.
Interesting.
And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Well, it's CG, ain't it? Well, this what we're looking at. Is this it?
I think so, but yeah, that's it. Yeah, but my thing is, like, yeah, you could if that's CG, but you know what I'm saying? That's why they had to do it in CG. And I hate this great value Ken that they got up here. But no, that ain't great value Ken. I forgot
Kyo.
Yeah, that's Kyo. The other dude with wait a minute, he Terry is Bogard. Great value Ken. Yeah,
Terry Bogard is supposed to be their Ryu, but he's more likened to Ken.
Yeah, he looks
and
more
Kyo
like Ken.
is more likened to Ryu. It's kind of funny how they did it.
They just flipped it up. They gave Kyo Ken moves and gave Terry Ken moves too. Because Terry got a fire uppercut too, so it's crazy. But anyway,
all right.
I mean, it looks good with computer animation, but at the same time, you know, when you watch an actual animated Chinese animated cartoon, it don't even.
Well, compare. I mean, if you're looking at it if you're comparing it to anime, then yes, it's not going to be the same. But honestly, from what we're looking at here, I think we want to try to take this into its kind of its own thing, right?
Yeah,
we don't look that bad, but we don't. No. You know what I mean? Just keep it separate.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fred Armisen is an idiot. But anyway,
is that it for anime rundown?
Yeah, that's it for.
While we're still on anime, somebody got a chance to check out Toilet Bound, and I'm not going to say anybody's names.
Why not?
Well, you kind of said it yourself, sir.
Exactly.
Hey, Mario, you kind of been in the mood the past couple of weeks, man.
Why not?
Dude, you ain't got to say no names. What do you mean ain't got to say no names?
You been feeling yourself the past couple of weeks, man.
I don't know what
Who broke your little weird wacky?
Tell us your take on it.
Okay. I took your advice, and this is what happened. When you told me about it, I watched it in the English dub first. But
bad move.
No, I still enjoyed the show.
Okay.
But I'll tell you something. The Japanese dub is better.
It is.
They always better.
I know what?
Exactly.
I watched it in both. I enjoyed the show, but I enjoyed watching it in the Japanese dub better.
Right.
And then when I know they haven't really came out with it yet on Hulu with the English dub, I found the English dub by accident. Mm-hmm. And one of the episodes was missing, so some of the content, like something wasn't adding up, and so I had to go back and do some research and find out, okay, what's missing. And so I went back to Hulu and watched the entire season in Japanese and enjoyed it thoroughly.
Mm-hmm. Are these the same people that did Soul Eater? This animation style looks just like Soul Eater.
The animation is very similar, but I'm not quite sure.
The same people that did Soul Eater are the people that do Fire Force.
So Fire Force looks nice. I haven't gotten really into it, but Soul Eater was probably one of the best recent ones I watched.
Man, like when I say Soul Eater, like if you read the Soul Eater manga, you like, how in the hell did they not come with us another season of the Soul Eater anime? But the problem with in Japan is that anime studios animes come and go like a thief in the night.
Yeah,
they will give you one season.
Champloo.
What? Man, they will give you one season, and then either they'll never come back or they'll come back like 5, 6, 10 years later with the second season. And you like, how the heck now you got to go back and watch the first season all over just to refresh your memory.
Right. Just like they bring in Bleach back. What I've heard.
Yeah. Like, I'm just telling everybody, just if you going back and watch Bleach, just don't watch the Fullbringer arc, and you'll be fine.
Hey, Young, I got a question for you. What's the name of the anime where the dude is like, people are trying to, I don't know, either like prank him or he's just perfect at everything? What's the name of the damn anime? Oh, shoot. I had a homeboy tell me about it. Shit, I can't think of the name.
They trying to prank him?
Not prank him, but he's literally perfect at everything. Even when people try to, even his classmates that try to
it's a few of them in that genre.
It's a guy. But he wears glasses. I can't think of the name of it. He had showed it to me like this past week. That shit is funny as hell. I can't think of the name of it though. That shit had me rolling. Just how he just so perfect at everything. All right, Nvidia, what we got on that, dope?
All right, so Nvidia has an announcement September 1st, and I'm damn excited. They didn't say what it was, because in May people thought that it was gonna be what it was, and it wasn't. Jensen Huang was pulling fucking chips out his oven at his home. We like, what are you doing? He really was. If you watch the keynote, he was in his kitchen pulling out GPUs and devices out of his real live oven. Like, come on.
Hey, he was talking about he was in the kitchen. He was in the kitchen cooking something
up. So I'm hoping Jensen get to it and release these 3000 series cards. It's a lot of speculation with the fanboys. I won't call myself an Nvidia fanboy, but if you want to, I won't deny it. So basically, it's a lot of speculation about 30 series. So, like I covered last week, the 30 series they're saying it's going to be the 3090, and then they're going to release the 3080, then 30 Ti, then after like the subsequent months, so to September, allegedly 17th, the 3090 or 3080, we don't know, is coming out, and then October they'll do the 3070, and then following it'll be the 3060. So we'll see. Everybody's on the edge of their seat. So the thing is, they've been trolling on Twitter, saying we got an announcement. If you play the video, it sounds like a 56K modem. I actually tweeted, I was like, if y'all motherfuckers release a 56K modem, I'm going to be highly upset. Like, what are y'all doing? Stop teasing us and give us the stuff already. So we'll see. September 1st, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern. So that means 11 a.m. my time if y'all want to tune in. I'm sure it'll be on Google YouTube.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be since with COVID, it's gonna be everywhere.
I'm stoked. I'm waiting. I'm on the edge of my seat.
All right. So what's this about this enthusiast game?
this is something real interesting to me, and it's something I had no idea about. So Enthusiast Gaming, which they acquired, what is this? They acquired Los Angeles-based Omnia Media, and they produce like hundreds of YouTube gamer channels, and they're tied to like Pokemon and Shroud and Mr. Beast. So basically, the good thing about this, or the interesting thing about this, is this company is not cash positive. Actually, by purchasing this company, they're going into the negative, but they're trying to do a monopolization. They're not trying to be rich right now. What they're trying to do is corner the market on, because they acquired some more companies. So what their goal is to do is to acquire basically all of these groups and eventually make a gamer social media platform. So okay. I think that's going to be very interesting to watch.
So I saw that. 'Cause I saw when you posted that, and I started thinking about it. I'm like, you got to, as a streamer, you and I, it's like, what can you? It's like, what can you? Like, what can you? Yeah, snap. What can you offer me that Twitter and Instagram? I ain't gonna say Facebook, because most streamers use Twitter for the most part. Instagram is the visual part,
right?
It's like, what can y'all really offer? Because this is like a lot of different like social media, platform. I can't even think of the names of them, because I probably maybe signed up for them, quickly made a profile, and forgot what they were called, like for real. So I'm like, what can y'all really offer us, and from a social media standpoint? Because a lot of times us, trying to network and all that stuff, that's typically the main reason why we're on social media for the most part. Is kind of network your brand, get to know people, make friends, all that good stuff. So it's like, so I'm just wondering, I'm kind of curious. I'm like, what can y'all really offer? Because there's some other ones out there, and they ain't doing too well.
That's a good question, though. That's a great question. I don't know. I mean, I would imagine the same thing that, something as niche as Black Planet, right? Or farmersonly.com, right? Like, you go there, you know why you going, you know why you going there. You know what I mean?
That man brought up Black Planet. Do their website even still exist?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just, it probably do.
Not gonna lie. In high school, I think,
my Black Planet plays with off the chain.
Man, that's when you first started learning how, like, real talk. That's how people started. Like, that was the precursor to like MySpace and all that stuff.
And Facebook.
It did.
It lives.
For real?
It lives.
Yeah.
It lives.
Wow.
There's an app. There's an app for it too now.
Yeah.
I got this much.
But
can I still put my music on there?
Probably so.
That's what pissed me off about MySpace. Like, all my music, like my music that I had.
Man, like, you don't tell me about it. Bro,
like,
I already know what you're gonna say.
When they got hacked or something like that, like, it deleted everybody's profile. Like,
I was hurt.
Yeah.
I was
hurt. So the thing is like, you know why you going there, right? You know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm interested to see it, because I would like a platform, solely for streamers, like what they have to offer. I mean, maybe they'll have some tie-ins to Twitch.
And ain't that like Twitch and stuff like that? Because you can like chat and join threads and stuff like that on Twitch.
Not too many threads, and then a lot of streamers don't even use Whisper.
Right, they don't use Whisper.
People be like, do not whisper me.
Right, exactly.
It's like the poke button.
That's what Whisper is kind of like on Facebook when folks used to poke you.
Yep, it's
yeah.
It's like,
so they may have like a section for graphic designers if you want to reach out, or it'll be easier to because sometimes Discord can be cumbersome. I don't know. Yeah. It'll be easier to find groups to play with.
Or when you type the word graphic in Twitter, you get like 80,000 messages from a graphic designer that you've never seen or heard before.
Exactly. I trust me.
I'm looking for a logo, and then all of a sudden you get liked and replied by freaking.
And I'm gonna talk about that when I get back on stream. How they some real finesses.
It's like, is it yours? Are you using that? Are you using Place It?
Mm-hmm. Play some finesses, boy. Sorry, anyway, but yeah, we'll see.
Game. Sorry.
Yeah, they finessing, right? They finessing. But anyway, so that's
I'm surprised GameFly still in business.
I still get emails. Yeah,
I do too.
Yeah.
They should have moved to a digital only platform. They actually have a streaming app. They had a streaming app on LG TV.
They tried, and it didn't go. They tried. I was a member at the time when they tried too. They didn't have the games you wanted to play.
I think I played Tomb Raider on there, the first re-release, and it was horrible.
You are 100% correct, sir. Master Roshi. I'm pretty sure that's Snap.
It was a short teaser trailer. Apparently, Master Roshi is going to be the next DLC in the FighterZ Season Pass. He comes out next year. In the short trailer, what you get to see is...
talking about an early announcement.
Mm-hmm. He comes out next month.
I wasn't even excited for Master Roshi.
Ultra Instinct.
I just want to know if he get big with muscles and just like bushy.
See, they didn't show that in the trailer. I don't think they showed like one of the main moves that he's known for is the evil containment wave. And of course the little silly antics that he did. Pretty sure when he was Jackie Chan in the martial arts tournament when he first fought Goku there. But so far they didn't really go over too much of his move list.
It'll come.
He looks dope though. Look at him.
I gotta look at it. Oh, there we go.
It's on the screen. Yeah.
But like I would like to see them add somebody like Pycon or I don't know if they added Janemba.
He's on there. He's already on there.
Okay, they got Janemba. All right, but like add somebody like Pycon or like it's so many sub characters on Dragon Ball from Dragon Ball.
Stay asking for Oob. The only close to black.
Like Oob, go ahead. But it depends on what version of Oob they gonna put on there.
Yeah.
Like you got Kid Oob, but then you got grown GT Oob that fused with Fat Boo to become Super Oob. So, like, which version of Oob they gonna put in there?
That's true. Well, we'll probably get like 4 different selections of that because they don't like putting.
You know what I thought? You know who I thought they'll actually have next? I would have honestly thought I would have saw Majin Vegeta in there by now.
Yeah, true. Very true.
But this reminds me of Street Fighter adding Dan. Like Dan, like kind of like they joke character, but if you use him right, he's effective.
No, the hell.
But look at Matt. Look at these moves. Look at these goofy looking moves he got. Look at this. It looks kind of goofy. You know what I mean? Like the slide. I don't
know. Cause
he goofy,
like
but
I tried playing with Dan. Every time they put Dan on a Street Fighter, I'll try to play with him just for the hell of it. And I get so frustrated with these subpar ass moves that I'd be like, this fool is a waste of damn time. He was a waste of creation space and everything.
Look at his moveset.
I know what his moveset is.
No, on screen. Look at it. It's goofy.
I'm looking at it. Like that short ass Hadouken. Like
it's like when the makers of Street Fighter tried to go to the next generation, but the characters are similar to the characters from the past generation. Like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Just keep the same people. DC Universe. So DC Universe exclusive shows like Harley Quinn and what was the other show? Doom Patrol are moving over to HBO Max, which kind of sort of starting to tell the tale of that DC Universe may be here and gone before we know it, and it's literally been out. Has it even been a year? When is Batman Day? Because it was right around Batman Day when DC Universe dropped.
But it's like October or November or something like that.
Yeah, it's about to hit a count. I have these fools on tell us in October. DC Universe is shutting down. Like, for real?
I mean, I think Time Warner are trying because HBO Max has been failing. So I think Time Warner is really trying to combine all their properties into this one app and just, you know what I'm saying, have everything on one.
I feel like it's not going to help them, though, because, I mean, like, if we go back to the, when you review HBO Max, my argument is still what it is, and probably the pure reason why they had to fire, I think 2 executives got fired at Time Warner. One was over content. They kind of like gave somebody the responsibility for all content now, and they had to do in relation to HBO Max and like some other their properties as well. But it's just like I said that before. It's like y'all didn't come with, you know how when a new service comes out, for prime example, Disney Plus. Yeah, we haven't seen all the stuff that they talked about because COVID was kind of part of the reason why we haven't got it yet. We would have had it by now due to COVID. But they've been coming out, they've been drip feeding us just stuff we probably either haven't watched in a long time or haven't seen ever on a streaming service, which is just kind of reason why it makes Disney Plus a little bit more attractive for people to go over there to look at. Versus with HBO Max, we had Fresh Prince, we had Friends on Netflix, so the people who are like super fans of those shows, we've watched it ad nauseum, man. And for y'all to bring that,
but you have to go in HBO Max and explore. It's so much other stuff in there.
I know. Like South Park's on there. I know what's all on there. I've looked.
But what I'm saying is that I think a lot of people didn't go in there and just really explore. Like most people, when they looking for something on Netflix, they'll go through Netflix and explore. They'll go through Hulu and explore. Like honestly, Hulu, like I think that's why they added live TV to it, because Hulu content, they really didn't have a lot of content.
Yeah, Hulu was purely used for if I was not able to get to the house or I didn't DVR something, I'm gonna go watch it on Hulu if it came on NBC or ABC, Fox. That's literally what I was using it for. So that's purely what that was for. But I'm saying with HBO, it's like, and I think another part of that hurt it.
But
too,
you get all the movies that come to HBO on HBO Max. The series,
but you had that on HBO Go now too. It's a hodgepodge of another service that you just put a shiny new name on and threw some other stuff on top, threw some other stuff in there.
But what I'm saying is, if Time Warner owns these companies, just think about it. You own a company, but you got all these subsets, and one subset doing better than another one. Instead of you didn't invested money developing this app, go ahead. From a business sense, like you speaking from a consumer sense, but from a business sense, it only makes sense to go ahead and put your most successful apps into one app to go ahead and bring those crowds over to this one app.
No, I get that.
And you changing the same. I
100% get the part. I 100% get the part of the from the business standpoint. But what I'm saying is, if you see the trailer of HBO Max before the service even came out, you showed me in the trailer a bunch of stuff I've already seen before. They didn't give no original content, is what I'm saying. 'Cause that's what a lot of these services, that's what Netflix lives off of, that's what Hulu lives off of, that's what Amazon Prime lives off. They live off original content.
But they told you from the jump a lot of the original content was coming out next year. They made that clear from the jump.
But they didn't show, what I'm saying is we didn't really get an idea until, like say for example, we didn't hear anything about the Snyder Cut till after HBO Max launched. That would have been something. I know maybe the deal wasn't closed yet, or they hadn't. But I'm saying
they probably didn't close it yet.
But they didn't have,
at the same time,
they didn't have their ducks in a row in the beginning. Is what I'm saying, which is why they're in the situation that
they probably did. But you can't force companies. You can't force other people to make deals go through.
I'm not forcing anybody to do anything. I'm just saying.
No, what I'm saying, they can force, like, even though Time Warner and Warner Brothers pretty much the same company, they like that part of Time Warner isn't affiliated with the movie side. Well, they affiliated, but the movie side and stuff like that, you know, Zack Snyder, they had to work out some situations with Zack Snyder in order to get that cut. So what I'm saying is, you have to that's what's wrong with a lot of us now. We want everything instant. Like sometimes you gotta wait for a build up, and then you gotta wait.
I'm not even saying that, yo. I'm not saying that. I don't care. I understand it takes time to do things. I'm saying I feel like it was not playing properly. I feel like they did not have original content to entice people to buy into the service.
They did have original content though.
If you
already... the content from HBO, Insecure, the other HBO shows
Here's what I'm saying though. If you already had HBO Go now, whatever the hell it's called, and when you didn't have to have the cables or whatever that app is called, overnight, do an update, that app just turned into HBO Max. I want to know.
But it only makes sense.
I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. Listen, hear what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. What I'm saying is, how many subscribers did you grow because you have, it's called HBO Max now, aside from, was it just stagnant people that forget that they're still paying for HBO now? What I'm saying, because evidently not, because they're firing people. So something is wrong, is what I'm saying. I get
something
that there's a lot. I get that there's a lot of stuff.
But
on
we
there.
ain't in that company, so we don't know what happened.
I get that, but I'm just speculating, because if people getting fired because of HBO Max not doing well, somebody's doing something wrong. And in a lot of cases, what attracts people to a lot of these streaming services is original content, which they don't have. That's what I'm saying. And you
steady saying they don't have original content, and I'm telling you, HBO is called HBO Max. So the original content that they have right now comes from the HBO service.
We watched Game of Thrones. We've watched True Blood.
But they still got new episodes of Insecure and series like that. HBO is constantly got different series that they putting out that they're still showing new episodes of.
Okay. I'll move on.
Like that's their original content right now, and they got other stuff coming further along down the line.
I'll put it this way. What stuff that is not of HBO, if I have a cable service, because I can get Insecure if I'm paying for cable, if I have HBO, right?
And that's true, but
what am I getting if I only subscribe to HBO Max?
And what I'm saying is,
aside from Justice League Snyder Cut,
when did HBO Max launch? Last year, November, right?
No, it was recently.
This was
like recent. I mean, we have an episode named HBO to the Max.
Year.
Yeah. All right, so HBO Max launched during this year. So even if they were working on new content, original content, it probably got put on pause due to the pandemic. You have to include all those factors into it too, because even the shows that was supposed to come on Disney Plus got put on pause.
I get that.
Their original content. Netflix original content got put on pause. Just the stuff that they had already produced and made being put out, but the stuff that they were planning on putting out got put on pause that they were working and developing.
So the thing about it is HBO, it's like, I think what Roshi is trying to ask is, and maybe I'm asking this myself, is, okay, yeah, they have Insecure, yeah, they have other shows. We really can't name the other shows, but what are they really offering besides, all the other major players like Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus? You know why you going to Netflix. You know why you go to Hulu.
Yeah, like
why you going to Disney Plus. No, it's nothing really driving to the service, because they can get Insecure. If you're gonna pay $14.99 a month or whatever, however much it costs, like just for Insecure, maybe somebody will, but that's, I think, and I'm not siding with him. I'm just playing.
I understand what y'all saying, but I'm saying
that's just a question he's asking you.
And what I'm saying is, with that being said, that we don't know. Like, we can speculate all we want to.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's our job, though, right?
Yeah, I'm not asking for a legitimate answer. I'm not asking for a legitimate answer from you, because I know you don't work for HBO. You don't know. But what I'm saying is, because they're letting people higher ups go and stuff like that, I'm just driving back my point that I made back on the episode and reviewed it. That, hey, the problem might be that y'all don't have original content, because Netflix has Umbrella Academy. They have, they have other movies that they've produced that are exclusively on their service.
Yeah,
you're not going to see get, expire at some point and then hop to another platform, is what I'm saying.
I mean, like, Westworld is a good series. Westworld has a lot of fans. True enough, we all saw Game of Thrones. I mean, people have seen Game of Thrones. But some people just getting into Game of Thrones. Some people just starting to watch what's the name of the show? It's named after the movie in the comic book. Watchmen. Yeah, some people just getting into that. Like, so.
But is that enough to drive them there, though? honestly.
I'm not saying it's enough to drive them there, but what I'm saying is, given the circumstances of which we're in right now, they may have had some stuff in development that got put on pause that they planned on releasing this fall, just like all the other companies had. True. And we're not in the inside, so we don't know what happened to make them get fired. So what I'm saying is, it may be doing bad now, but we don't know what they have planned to release once everything gets to a point where they can start back, doing the things they want to do. So it may be doing bad because we all have to remember Hulu, Netflix all started out, as subpar companies until they got to a point, because before Netflix got original content, they was just basically showing stuff that we had already seen. Before Hulu got original content, they were showing stuff we had already seen. You got to walk before you crawl.
Right. So it'll be later. I'm sure it'll be later revealed. I mean, both of you guys bring up valid points. So,
all right. Epic Games and Facebook fighting Apple. Also, Epic is also fighting Google now as well, suing them as well. This is all due to so how it works for
money.
It basically comes from Apple gets 30% of if you sell like any type of like in-game currency in your game.
And that's not true.
Well, I'm just going
some stuff with some people they only take a 15% cut of it.
Well, I'm just saying that's what was said in the article with Epic Games. They take 30%. They take 30% of the.
Yeah, they took 30% of the a lot of people, but like they got their picks and chooses who they choose to take 15% from.
Okay. So they take 30% of the microtransactions basically. But what it's all about is like Epic Games ran a sale on V-Bucks. And so if you wanted to get, I think it was like 20% on V-Bucks, I think is what they were running. I think is what it was. And it basically opened up and took you to the Fortnite site. And Apple didn't like that. So they snatched Fortnite off of the game store, off the App Store. And then probably hours later, and from what the rumor is, that Epic had a lawsuit in wait for this to go down, for them to,
because they had been planning on. They knew what it was all planned. Like they probably went to their lawyers. They was just like, "Yo, they don't want to work with us. They don't want to compromise and give us a better deal. This is what we finna do. Let's go ahead and draw these papers up and have it ready, because if we do what we finna do, they gonna snatch us off their platform, and we're ready because we still got a contract."
And so Epic has also done the same thing with Google also, and it's also suing Google. Now, here's the funny thing about that too is Epic has a game store, PC game store, and they've been kind of chastised as well. Borderlands 3 is a great example of that. Paying for exclusivity to only be on their platform, and to I guess their pitch to their game developers that they take less money. Like I guess Steam, I don't know how much Steam takes from a game purchase or anything like that, but that's kind of like something that they say. But with Epic Games, there's also been some other stores that say it's a little bit different. So they're all kind of playing the same game, but they're trying to point a finger at one over another. So we got just two big companies fighting over money for the most part. So it wouldn't be a year without them fighting
V-Bucks, though, is the thing.
So this is what it was. So like on the Apple Game Store, if you wanted to buy a scan of V-Bucks, say that Epic was charging $7 for a scan, but on the Apple Store, like when you bought the scan off of Apple platform, they was charging $10. So Epic was like, for our fans' sake, we gonna run this special. We gonna tell y'all to go to our website, and basically Epic was getting 100% of the profit.
Yeah, because once you purchase with V-Bucks through if you have your accounts linked, because it has cross play and cross progression, once you have your counseling, it just goes to all the accounts, whatever platform you decide to jump on and play Fortnite, it's just gonna go to it.
So
they was basically doing it to spite Apple.
I don't know. I feel like they had the the thing ready for them to sue. So I have a feel like it's almost kind of like
it was playing.
It's almost kind of like you don't like a person, and so you do something in Cypher to start a fight with them.
Right, because you can.
Okay,
yeah.
But the thing is with
that's funny.
The thing is with Samsung and Google is that Samsung and Apple is that with PlayStation and Xbox you can do you can with the Samsung and Apple you can do the xCloud with the newer model phones, and then you can do.
That's the part I don't understand with in relation to them and PlayStation and Apple, because you can remote play.
Yeah, you can remote play on it. So
xCloud is essentially the same thing. It's literally the same thing, but you could do it.
But the thing, so what I'm confused is, a couple years ago, maybe 2017, 2018, didn't Fortnite have a deal with whatever Galaxy phone was released at the time?
Yeah, where it came there first. Yeah, they did for a hot minute. It was part of the commercial.
So this is just all out of left field. I mean, I don't know. It's
the
weird.
S10. They had a Fortnite deal
with
the
S10. Yeah. You was getting like skins and stuff. Yeah.
But then they made this.
It's anti-consumerism.
They made the deals with, you know what I'm saying, with Microsoft and Sony, where you can actually with the better graphics that's on phone, you can do remote play or use xCloud. And then thinking of it, you don't really want to play a shooter or something like that just using your hands, when I can just Bluetooth my controller to the to the phone. And
boys was finding ways to put my mouse and keyboard on their phone, man.
Well, you can Bluetooth them too. So you know what I'm saying? Like, as a travel person, you know what I'm saying, just to travel. Like, if I want to play my PlayStation, like I got a Note 10, and if I do remote play with my cloud, with my stuff that's on my cloud, I don't have to pack if I want to play my game, I ain't got to pack my whole PlayStation up. I can just bring a joystick with me and you know what I'm saying, play it on my phone.
Man, what was the technology in 2003 and 4, bro? Okay.
Non-existent.
For real, I wish, man. Much as I traveled in the summertime. All right. So this weekend was the second week of the Avengers Beta. Week 2. Got a chance to check it out. So the dope. So the snap as well.
Oh yeah.
And it is everything I wanted. So much I wanted.
And more.
And and more. So to give a comparison for anybody that hasn't played it, for those who may have not pre-ordered on Xbox or anything like that, y'all chance will come next week. But it wasn't no shade. It wasn't no shade at all. I wasn't trying to jab.
I ain't too hurt about it.
But on the from the Avengers Beta side, the best comparison you take Arkham Asylum fighting. You can take Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. You take the RPG elements of how Destiny is now. Menu UI is a little very similar as well. Take the Destiny 2 and a little bit of God of War, and you roll it all together. That's Avengers.
My only problem with this game, even though I ain't played it, is that it was made by Square Enix, and Square Enix should have been dead.
I mean, parent company is Square, but it's Crystal Dynamics that did it.
Yeah, Crystal Dynamics.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say
they make the new Tomb Raiders.
Yeah, they should have been dedicating. I often say Square Enix should have been dedicating their time to more pressing matters.
I know what you're about to say.
And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, it was Crystal Dynamics, so they're the ones that's doing this Avengers game. It plays very well. I have a feeling they even got a little bit of inspiration of how Iron Man flies from Anthem, because it flies the same. They did really good there. There's countering systems and stuff like that. I would say this much, man. If you are a comic book fan and you play video games, there's no reason you shouldn't get this game. Because one, we didn't mention that, like, okay, Hawkeye is like the first character that's going to be coming out. It's free content. You don't have to pay for downloadable content or nothing like that. The characters they add to the game are free. And then on top of that, every time they add a character, they have their own story arc that you can play through. And today, they had somebody data mine the Avengers game, and they got the full. And a lot of times, it's data mine. About 85% of the time, that's what's probably gonna be. Probably maybe not in the exact order, but it's gonna be. So I mean, you get Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Black Widow, Hulk, Miss Marvel. Those are the launch characters. Spider-Man, of course, is gonna be coming on PlayStation. Hawkeye is the first character announced that'll become all platforms. The data mine characters are Kate Bishop, basically Hawkeye, just a female. Captain Marvel, War Machine, Black Panther, Marvel, She-Hulk, Wasp, Ant-Man, Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, Mockingbird, and Quake. Those are characters from, if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they come from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Vision, Falcon, and Winter Soldier are the ones that got data mined early today. And
you know, my thing is right now with Marvel, it just feel like the neglect of the Fantastic Four.
I mean, I have a feeling, because I'm just looking at the names on here, right? I can see them more than likely, because they don't have for example.
I ain't talking about just with this game. I'm just talking about in general. Like, we ain't even heard a mention, even since they bought, you know what I'm saying, you know, the rights back from Fox. Like, we ain't even heard a real mention of the Fantastic Four. Like, we've been hearing stuff about Wolverine and all that type of stuff, but we ain't really heard nothing about the Fantastic Four.
I think it's just one Feige couldn't, because he said he had like alternate plans if the deal went through earlier than what it did. So plans could have changed. We don't know. But I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a play of what he kind of wants and all that type of stuff, as far as who he wants to play who, and he probably done talk to them, and they probably already kind of know they playing the character, but they can't say nothing yet. So that could be that too. I mean, and then on top of that, who's to say, like with this game, for example, that, you know, because if you look at kind of how these characters are ordered out, like Datamine, for example, we got a Doctor Strange movie coming. We got the Scarlet Witch show coming. We got Falcon and Winter Soldier show coming. We got a She-Hulk already announced. We know we got a Black Panther movie coming. We know we getting a Captain Marvel movie coming. So I'm pretty sure Marvel's gonna use this game as a vehicle to, like, especially like the skins and all that stuff, to represent. Because I wouldn't be surprised when Black Widow comes out. I'm pretty sure Black Widow's getting that white suit that she has in the Black Widow movie. Just that's I feel like that's gonna be a given. So they're gonna use that to, like, because the skins, like the cosmetic stuff, is the only thing you'll pay through the marketplace for, which, I mean, honestly, it's cosmetic. It don't do anything for you in the game. It just gives you a different look. So,
I mean, I can honestly say, though, looking at this, it looks totally better than what they originally put out.
Oh yeah, they're definitely, and that's a good sign though with them. It's a good sign that they're listening, because you have some studios like Massive, the Division 2, that kind of sometimes they kind of halfway listen to their fans. But it's good to know that they are listening to people's critique, as far as, like, you know, how the internet blew up on them with how the character faces looked and stuff like that.
Like when everybody complained about Sonic for the movie.
Yeah. So it's good that they're listening, and that's a good thing. But yeah, this game is definitely a cop on day one, man, for me. I definitely will say it's a good game to get up with friends and stuff like that as well. So like the harm rooms are basically like Batman challenge modes. If you play the Arkham game, that's basically what that is. And you can jack up the difficulty on it and make it as hard as you want to. You can go, and it's always going to be played with, like, 4 players. So it's either the characters you leveled in the game as your AI companions, or you can go invite some friends to play with you, and then if you don't have enough, it'll still fill in with the characters you have leveled up in the game, whatever abilities you've given them, all that type of stuff. So you got, what else? What is it? Dope. You got Warzone, and there's another one. Drop is what it's called. Drop something. I can't think what the other one called. I think Warzone are kind of like, if you're comparing it to a Destiny thing, they're kind of like strikes, like strike me. They literally call it in the description. It's kind of like it strikes. So you have this. So they've taken a lot of things over the years of them making this game. I can't even remember when I first saw the logo for this game, but they've taken a lot of elements from a lot of games and kind of just merged them into one, which is worked out. From the beta, it's kind of worked out very well for them. And it's like I said, it's gonna be a good game. So
there's so much stuff. Like the one thing that I highlighted in the chat was like, when you let's see, when you collect the comics, like they give you perks, I believe. Let's see, how do you get there? Like if you could, like you can collect the comics basically. See her face is not rendering as the collection.
Oh yeah, I saw that glitch.
So like the Hulk, if I go, it gives me 0.5 status resistance. What is this? This Iron Man one, it gives you like a perk chance. Miss Marvel's gives you willpower recovery effectiveness 0.5. So like little stuff like that just gives it replayability. And the beta, you can farm. And the beta, and aside from what's going on right now, I just loaded the game up. Y'all can see Black Widow's face is not rendering. I don't know why that is, but there was an 18 gigabyte texture pack update when I first downloaded. But I mean, it's supposed to have bugs, so I'm not worried about that. But I'm getting, in heavy scenes, I'm getting 40 frames a second and full 4K, and like other scenes, I'm getting damn near 60. So the beta runs pretty good. I mean, so I feel like they'll have stuff ready in 3 weeks.
Yeah, which is the reason why it's a month long, man, because they can really, they can kind of really test it for a lot of situations, which they have, and they've, patched it like the day before they get ready to do the next set of betas and all that stuff. So it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. Snap, what you think about it? Is he still here? No, he played. I watched his stream.
I did too.
Yeah, it was pretty good till Sudlink decided to cut me off. But anywho,
became Sudlink.
But I ain't gonna front. My favorite thing, like I said, each of them, I love how they came in chronological order with the Avengers at the beginning of the game. You first start off as Thor, then you transition over to Iron Man or Hulk. But I like how they did that. But really, I enjoy playing as a Hulk so far. Especially when it came to his rage meter. I enjoyed that a whole lot when it came to Hulk. Like, okay, all right, I ain't never saw myself actually being that deep into the RPG as it was, but I'm just literally, I'm like, man, it's actually cool to play as a Hulk. And that's when Nunlink decided to say, all right, you good, bro. You can have your time to turn.
You doing too much. Get off.
Do you have a data plan with Suddenlink?
Yeah, because that's what we can get at least for now. That's for now, because like I said, other than that, at times it does run good. It's like at 3 points, like 3 points of the day. That's when it like does that, and that was like the first point of the day that it does that, and it's gonna do it again like at least midway. I say during the day or at least in the evening time. But after that, it's totally fine. But like I said, I was actually thoroughly impressed with the game itself. Even got the guy even got Mrs. Snapback to actually play it, and she actually enjoyed it. She played it while I was away doing adult stuff at this place called A Job. But she actually wanted to. It actually drove her to say, do you want to pre-order the game? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not?
Shoot, there we go.
All right, y'all.
Let's see. Before we get to the main topic, let's do one last topic, and we'll get to the main. Tink. What is up with the Avatar creators?
Well, the original Avatar creators, they are leaving. The upcoming like Netflix live adaptation. They can't seem to agree with the creative like differences, so they said they out.
Damn. Man, and on top of that, because COVID Avatar got pushed to God, I don't even remember what the date was, but I know Disney pushed that sucker like hella far.
Yeah. Oh, not that Avatar.
Not that Avatar.
Yeah.
Oh, the movie.
Airbender.
Yeah. That guy.
Yes, I know what y'all talking about.
I knew it was one of them, man. Always a confusion.
It's like they can't seem to like get a good grasp on this last Airbender.
Pretty sure there's somebody in the group. I like that M. Night Shyamalan one really well. I think we should do that. No.
Like I really went back and watched it, and it wasn't as bad as I.
Y'all can get off that movie. That movie was.
It wasn't as bad. You know what I'm saying? Like when I first watched it, I was just like this is horrible. Then I went back and watched it, and I was just like maybe I was just caught up in some type of hype or something. But this is not. I was
watching the shows when the movie came out, so that kind of was like That's what kind of got me. So I'm gonna have to go rewatch it as well. But
just rewatch it now.
But Dragon Ball Evolution, you ain't never getting another chance.
Oh no.
Sir, we don't say that.
All right,
we don't speak of the title on this show.
Let's get into this main topic.
All right, man. So reboots has been a thing that we've talked about quite often, and we don't understand why they do them. This week we got two announcements. One was a trailer, and one was a general announcement that they're rebooting Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as a drama. And then the other thing is Saved by the Bell has been rebooted, and there's a trailer for it. And of course they couldn't get everybody. We're not gonna talk about
what's her name? Lark. What's her name? Lark
Voorhees.
Ooh, that lady.
She crazy.
Something wrong with her.
I'm not gonna say that woman's crazy. We don't know what she went through.
We don't know what she's going through. Just like girl from In the House. Well,
she seems. She seems. Seem is a safe word.
First of all, let's just squash that right now. Let's not address mental health issues as somebody being crazy or anything like that. Right. We don't know what broke her down or what she's going through mentally.
You're right. No, you're right.
As somebody that had to deal with their own issues and mental health, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying let's not do that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I agree.
With that being said, with reboots, did anybody get a chance to check out the trailer? I know a lot of people. I've been reading a lot of comments that
they've been
Fresh
showing
Prince
this trailer for over a year.
Is that? But you know how the internet is. You know, I'm just.
All right, this is the thing about that one. With the Fresh Prince one, like I said, that was how I looked at it because I remember I saw it last year too. I saw it. Late last year, I believe.
Made.
Yeah, that's what I really thought. And I was like, it was actually a really good one. But then they said, they actually want to go ahead and turn this into a realistic thing. They want to make this a realistic,
real. Will Smith
series.
Saw it.
Yeah. Will Smith is producing it. Him and some other guys producing. Producing
and that's why Will Smith had dropped the Bel Air Academy stuff that he was selling. So you know what I'm saying. That's why he went on. Like they went on and adapted this because he was just like, he saw it as being profitable.
Mm-hmm. I think this is I like when they do creative spins on stuff like this. This trailer, and I did see it last year, whatever. When I first saw it, I was like, damn, this is a dope ass concept. Like for them to even think of this and make it as a drama, because if you really look at the Fresh Prince, like look at the key scenes, even the one where why my dad don't want me no more. They really took something that was a drama and made it a comedy. The dude had to leave Philly because they were gonna kill him. And I know people personally like that had to leave their hometowns because it got too hot. You know what I mean? And they didn't want to die. So honestly, that it was a comedy, but if you really look at the scenario in real life, that's a real life scenario.
Yeah, and then Fresh Prince stuff like that had like a lot of serious tones to it.
Exactly.
Like when they got arrested by the police and stuff like that, they had a lot of serious tones where people had to, like, especially Carlton, had to learn what it was really like to be black.
Exactly.
So, like it only makes sense, well, I ain't gonna say it makes sense, but as it being a reboot, you know what I'm saying, and being switched over to a drama, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't take it in the same direction that original was in. So it gives it a different take.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what are some other shows that y'all think could be rebooted that you would like to see a different take on?
I mean, with the reboot thing, I always kind of feel like I'll never understand why they reboot like good, like stuff like, for example, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Saved by the Bell, that had a great following that ended, you know, probably may not end the way everybody wanted them to end or anything like that. But I always wonder, like, why not do the stuff that was bad and to make that better? To give it a better...
They had a picture of Desi Banks comedy. What's his name? It was like a bunch of like Southern like internet stars, and they were saying like playing it as like a Martin reboot. And I was seeing it, I was like, that's I would watch that. I would definitely watch it. I'm trying to find
like it. My idea of a reboot would be like with certain shows, instead of trying to reboot the show and start it over from the beginning, just do a continuation of the show from where it ended at to see where they at now in life.
And on that note, I would like to see Hannibal rebooted. Well, not rebooted, but
I'm telling you,
like, even
this show went one direction and then went another direction, and then they killed it.
Ooh, if they were to bring back Hannibal, but bring it back with like Clarice, I think that would be like, keep the Hannibal character, but bring back, you know, a character that we're familiar with. So,
Tink, let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Do you feel? I think the detriment to that show was one, the time slot, because everybody say Friday's a death slot.
Yep.
And then two, how gory that show was to be at the time slot that it was. It should have been HBO, Showtime, something of a premium.
Something other, yeah.
And then the cop in the beginning of the show that had the visions that never made any sense to me.
It's like, what network was that on?
NBC.
NBC. Mm-hmm. I can't see how NBC played that content either.
They played the show at 10:00 because I used to watch Grimm, and it would come on right after Grimm.
Right after that. Yeah, it was too late in the wrong network.
Mm-hmm. People watching the news at 10, bro. Ain't trying to watch all that gory stuff.
Exactly.
Old people.
I have a take I want to bring up about these reboots. Right. How about, let's take Riverdale, for example. Riverdale is not a reboot, but it's
like the Fresh Prince thing.
Yeah, it's a different take on Archie.
A different take.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't even know it was Archie until you started telling people, like, oh, what? Yeah, it's Archie.
I know it's probably not a lot of people that even read the Archie comics that we see.
Boy, I got
some of those are dark too, so some of it kind of like lines up kind of along with what be going on.
Like we know like the Sabrina, some of the Sabrina series were dark, and that's kind of where they got the base for the Netflix series. And I hate to see it go, but let's say you take another show or a cartoon and you give it that new spin like they did the Riverdale show. I guess a lot of shows that
would be a good show to do, like especially live action, but make it into a show and give it like a really dark aspect instead of trying to make it a comedy. And that would be Ghostbusters.
I can't wait for that movie to come out with the kids.
Hey, I'll be down for that, but I'll still have some of the
like, the one thing that we should do is when going into making a reboot, and I was reminded of this today, is we should literally go into it with an open mind and not go in there trying to compare it to the old stuff.
And in some cases, you probably shouldn't even give it that name too. That's just the easiest way to not have it connected to it. I mean, for example,
you pretty much gonna use the name just to draw the crowd in. But for us, you know what I'm saying, just go into it with an open mind and to not go in there trying to compare it. Like, say Cause I was just doing this the other day. Like I was just seeing my little cousins was over here and they was watching Ninja Turtles, and I caught myself just like, I don't like the design of these turtles. Like I don't like the way how blocky they are and how goofy they are.
Yeah.
But
and
you
like,
know what I'm saying?
Some movies is like reboots, like that RoboCop reboot.
Yeah.
The Judge Dredd reboot was actually
was really good.
It was good.
I never seen it.
It was
it's really good. It's really good.
But honestly, man, like it's just the thing about reboots is I think you have to get into the mind of the originator if they're still around, and make sure you capture that feeling unless you're gonna do something different.
Right.
One thing I would like to see rebooted, and this is not a show, but the Lost Planet series by Capcom. That game was amazing. I played that game. I was on the end on, was it PS2 or PS3? I can't remember. PS3. Yeah. And I would love to see them reboot that. I watched the thing on YouTube of why it went down because they kept changing developers and the
I have a thing with
kept changing.
Dope. I have a thing with Capcom with them as well because, like, I feel like this is my personal opinion. I feel like Capcom is scared to make new IPs.
They are. I feel like that too.
They don't make no new IPs. Like they just keep rehashing the same stuff over and over and over again, or putting a spin on something they already do already. But
I agree. But yeah, I mean that's just for me though. But yeah, I would like to.
But I know what reboot that was pretty awesome. And they changed the name, and we already knew what it was about before we even knew what was going on, and that was Man of Steel. So that was like the perfect like reboot. If you're gonna reboot, that's the way to go. Zack Snyder.
I mean,
just like it's true. Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight, Batman Begins. Yeah.
I mean, if you gonna do it that way, that's fine because it still gives hint to what the if you're gonna reboot a movie, that's easy.
Right.
But say for instance, if they wanted to do like a Family Matters reboot and they wanted to continue it from after Steve and Laura got married, I guess they could call the show Steve and Laura or something like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
that's really the only way. Yeah, that's the only way you can kind of know it's any connection to it. Because like a good example, a bad example is that show we was talking about that was connected to Bad Boys. Because it's called L.A. What is it called? I forgot what the hell it was called.
L.A. Confidential or something like that.
Yeah, which has terrible Metacritic ratings, by the way. It's been out since last year and didn't even know.
What?
Yeah.
I know my girl Laura done got thick. Ain't nothing wrong with it, baby.
But yeah, man. So yeah, this is just like the bad way to do it. Honestly, if you're doing it that way and say, "Oh, it's connected to the Bad Boy series," it's been out since last year and nobody knew this. So,
I mean, like what we get. Like my thing is, like it's a lot of like I keep getting reminded of, you know, like if I'm watching Toonami Saturday night. Like I was watching, I get woken up by Teen Titans Go. Like my first reaction is to just grab the remote and turn it, because if they were just showing the like if they was to redo Teen Titans, just take it back to like it's that. But you know, like I'm often reminded, these shows aren't made for us,
right?
You know what I'm saying? They're not made for our generation.
Get off my Teen Titans Go though.
Teen Titans Go.
You know what woke me up? You know what woke me up this morning on Teen Titans Go? Some shit called Booty Scooty or Scooty Booty, whatever the hell they were saying.
That'll freaking do it. That'll freaking do it.
And I was just like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, when I seen it, I was like, what was? Because I basically, so I was used to the original Teen Titans. Like I watched that show, and then Teen Titans, and then I didn't pay attention for a while. And then I seen the Teen Titans Go. I'm like, what was wrong with the original Teen Titans? Why they changed it? But I guess they updated for the kids. So
yeah,
the reason they changed Teen Titans Go is because they couldn't sell merchandise for it, because they was trying to sell the boys and girls, and they wasn't bringing girls in. So they can only make merchandise that appeal to boys.
Interesting. All right, man. This is going to bring the conversation to a close on reboots and a close to this issue of NerdFlow podcast. This is issue 148. Please make sure you guys go follow, like, subscribe to all the social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the YouTube channel. And we will catch you guys on next week to issue 149. Almost at 150. But we out of here.
Hello.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
Peace out.